Are you looking to 50x your money in the cryptocurrency markets? Well, make sure you watch to the end of this video because I'm going to teach you how. So a lot of people hear about cryptocurrency. They hear about some of the crazy gains that other people have made and they think, I want those crazy gains for myself. I want to make life-changing money. I want to drive a Lambo. I want financial freedom. I want to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with the people that I want. I just want an overall better lifestyle. And I think that's fairly normal. I think that most people want this. The truth is that although this is possible in the cryptocurrency markets and many people achieve this, it's not what the majority of people achieve. So yes, a lot of people get these results, but it's not a super high percentage. And let me explain to you why. For someone to 50x their money, there has to be a lot of other people that don't make money. Why do a lot of other people not make money? Or let's say, why do they lose their money to that other person? A lot of the time is because they are getting a little bit too greedy. They've left their money in for too long, the market's gone up, they didn't take their money out in time, other people who got in earlier took their money out, and now the price of the coin is dropping, and all the people that didn't take their money out have got, well, basically they've been left holding the bag. So how do people actually make that kind of life-changing money in crypto? Because we see this all the time, people bought a coin and then they got left holding the bag. The truth is, guys, that you don't really want to try and get a 50x off of one coin. I know that most YouTube video titles are titled things like 100x coins or 50x coins, 20x coins, etc. And the truth is that, yeah, there will be some coins that will do those kind of gains this cycle. Solana might even do those kind of gains from the cycle bottom to the cycle top this cycle, which is absolutely crazy, but it is actually possible. But the truth is that you don't need to be the best trader in the world. You don't need to buy the absolute bottom and sell the absolute top to get a 50x in crypto. You can actually do it in a fairly safe way, just within the coins in the top 10. But the thing that a lot of you are going to need to get your head around is the fact that trying to do this in one cycle is very difficult. If you guys can think slightly more long term, I'm not even talking long term like in 50 years, even 20 or 10 years. I'm literally talking in 4 years. If you guys can get your head around waiting 4 years, you can quite easily 50x your money. So let me explain how. Let's say in this cycle, you buy a coin which is in the top 20. It's got quite a bit of room to run, and you manage to 5x your money. Let's use Near Protocol for an example. I have quite a strong feeling that Near Protocol could 5x from here. I think that it could go even higher. I believe the price is almost, I think it's about 5x down from its previous all-time high. Now, as I spoke about in one of my previous videos, there has been quite a lot of new coins entering the market, as in the supply has increased of Near Protocol, but it's in the AI narrative. It's got a lot of room to grow. It's still quite far down, over way more than 50% down from its previous all-time high market cap. So it definitely has room to run. It has quite a lot of room to run. Let's say, for example, you bought a coin like Near Protocol and you managed to get a 5x off of it. Now, I'm not sure the exact price that it will be when this video comes out. Maybe it's pumped a fair bit, but at the price it's at now, I believe it could do a 5x from here. I believe it could do more, but let's say, for example, even if you took it out on a 4x, 3 or 4x. So you put $1,000 in, now you have, let's say, $4,000 back. We'll do it with that. You get $4,000 out of it. You might be thinking, well, that's very far away from the 50x, which is going to change my life. Yeah, that's true. But if you then keep that profit that you've made, let's say you keep your $4,000, then in the next cycle, or when the bear market comes and all the prices drop by 90%, 80% on the top assets, you can then go buy some of the best coins at like a 90% discount in the bear market. Now, I really only advise you doing this with the best coins, the ones that you have a strong feeling are going to last into the next cycle. For example, you could have done that with Dogecoin. So Dogecoin has survived multiple cycles. It's the leader in its category. It's the biggest meme coin. It's probably going to do very well this cycle. Look for coins like this. Now, Dogecoin's a meme coin, but something like Chainlink, for example. Chainlink is the leader in the Oracle sector. It's the number one. I had different oracles last cycle. They did absolutely nothing compared to Chainlink. Chainlink is basically in a league of its own. Every single year, there's just new announcements. The thing's an absolute beast and it performs well. I don't really know why people slated it last cycle because it had a great last cycle and it's done amazingly well this cycle and is probably going to continue to do amazingly well. But you could find a coin like this, which is literally in the top 10 or 20, get it at an 80 to 90% discount, which is what I did this cycle. I bought Chainlink. I believe it only went about 90% down from its old all-time high 2 times during the bear market. But if you were paying attention, you could have picked Chainlink up at 90% off from its old all-time high. And with the kind of thinking that I have of will this coin last into the next cycle, I had a very strong conviction that Chainlink would. And what do you know? It has. So you look for coins like this at huge discounts, and then you take the profit from the last cycle and you reinvest it. Let's say Chainlink from there goes and does a 10x. Well, your 4x after 4 years has now become a 40x. If you would have 5x'd the money this cycle and then 10x'd it in the next cycle, now you have 50x. So yes, it's not super easy to do it in one cycle. It's definitely possible. Some people will 50x their money. But the problem with doing it in one cycle is you have to hold that coin through the 10x, the 20x, the 30x, and not sell it. And then what's to say that you're going to sell it at 50x? If you've got a coin that's going absolutely crazy and it's making you a lot of money, are you sure you're going to be able to sell it when it does a 50x? Because if it just does another 2x, you now have a 100x instead of a 50x. So it's very easy to get caught up in situations like that when you have a coin that goes absolutely crazy. I had it last cycle with Engine Coin. My Engine Coin did a 40x and I had it wasn't a crazy amount of money in it, but it turned into a crazy amount of money. But I said, this thing's growing so crazily. If I just leave it in for a few more days, I'm gonna make so much more money. Guess what happened? It dropped and it didn't stop dropping. You don't wanna be in that situation. So even though I got a 40x off of one coin, I didn't keep any of the money. I ended up selling it all for about a 2 or 3x in the end. So it's very difficult when you're dealing with those kind of coins. Even if you do get a winner, you get an altcoin that does a 40 or 50x. It's very difficult to sell those kind of coins. I honestly think for your own mental health, for your own sanity, and just strategy-wise, it just makes way more sense for you to try and do it over 2 cycles. Now imagine going into your 3rd cycle with a 40x or a 50x of what you previously had 8 years ago. Do you know how much money that is? You don't even need to do anything crazy at that point. You can just find the safest assets, put it in there. You may have wanted to have diversified your portfolio by that point and bought some things outside of crypto. But let's just say you were doing it with a bit of money you had on the side and trying to flip it again. You could look for multiple flips within the same cycle, try to cycle the money about between the different coin categories, and that can work. But the problem is, although YouTubers talk about that, it honestly feels like during the cycle that most coins are kind of pumping at roughly the same time. There will be some narratives that pump slightly earlier, some that pump slightly later, but it becomes really hard to take your money out of a winner and then put it into a category that hasn't pumped yet. Because a lot of the time the winners keep winning. I did it with Matic last cycle. I took my Matic out. I took it out of Matic because it had already done like a 3 or 4x, and then I put it into a different coin, hoping for that coin to explode. The other coin didn't perform that well, and Matic continued to grow. So it's quite difficult to do it within the same cycle. It is possible to rotate the coins around, but it's just so much easier to deal with when you do it across 2 cycles. And if you take that money from the first cycle and invest it in Bitcoin, you only have to wait a year for it to drop. And once it hits that bottom point, Bitcoin just starts grinding up again. It doesn't do the craziest of gains, but you'll look, oh, in the last 6 months, it's up like 50%. Like Bitcoin just starts grinding up from the bottom. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. My advice is to not get greedy this cycle. Don't get greedy in one cycle. Spread your expectations across 2 or 3 cycles, and you'll end up reducing your risk dramatically, reducing the mental stress that it takes to go through these kind of things, because crypto can give you quite a lot of anxiety, as many of you know, and it actually increases your chances of getting these kind of results a lot. So guys, that's it for the video. Hope you take this advice on board. Obviously, do whatever you want. It's not my problem. We all live our own lives. We have our own strategies, etc. But this is the thing that I've learned from the last cycle, and I can see it being very beneficial going forward. So guys, if you've enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.